Tashi Boo. We see you out here cheerleading for AK and Nariboo so much, and you only watched a few TikTok clips that people sent to you? You didn't even watch his live stream, really? You didn't? And you're out here in these YouTube streets talking all this hot mess? Okay, we get it. You said you're not a Christian anymore. But that doesn't mean you have to start making up stories or telling random lies now, Tashi Boo. Now, slow down for a minute. You can't just come and just, go about your business and do your videos and oh well, just another video. No, it doesn't work like that. When you choose to comment on sensitive issues or topics based on someone's life story, you have to at least take the time to gain some sort of knowledge about the situation. Don't you think? You can't just come out here making up a story based on a title you see or a thumbnail or a TikTok snippet. You have no clue what you're talking about, sweetheart. It makes you sound stupid. And then you're making it worse by looking all stupidly wrong and strong about it. Now, you sound so super excited, so enthusiastic about this divorce celebration that you didn't even watch, according to you. Tell me something, Tashi Bear. Are you getting a divorce? Or are you already divorced? I don't know, I'm just asking because you sounded way too excited. It's bizarre. At one point you were holy, and then you were transitioning and unlearning Christianity to where you are now, in your life journey. That's fine. You make your choices based on what you've been through or how you see the world or, just whatever you want to do. It's your life. But I've been watching your videos for a long time now, so I expected better from you. Even if we don't agree on who's right or who's wrong or whose side you stand on, just because, it doesn't matter. We're just asking because you seem so very confused. It's bizarre. Now, I personally started watching you from the CMR issues days, and then with the Adriana case. And then I even went back further and watched your older videos. And I really thought you had an ounce of common sense left. To analyze this AK situation intelligently and make some sense of it all. My girl, how can you be so wrong and strong and stupid at the same damn time? You gotta pick one. I'm sorry. I'm not bashing you and I'm not being super hard on you, but how could you be all three at the same time, Tashi Bear? You gotta pick one. You can't. And you also said you're not leaving yourself out. You want some of that YouTube money, but girl, you're behaving so desperate and hungry, literally catching at straws. It's pitiful. Based on how you dominated that Adriana case, I knew you put in the work and at least watched some of the videos because you had great commentary on that. You took the time and you watched the videos relating to that case. You did. It was evident that you did. So why take shortcuts now? Like you're more hungry than anyone else. Why? You made sure to keep up to date on those things, so that's why you could speak so confidently and accurately about it. You used your common sense and intelligence there. And I still think you're a smart girl. But now it's like you're rushing to do other things and you don't have the time, so you'll just hear a story or look what's trending, and then go to the comment just to get some quick views? Really? On the hot topic of the day, dear heart, You need to actually listen carefully and watch the videos to speak sensibly about the topic. What made it worse was when you started flip-flopping, like, you think it's funny or something, like, he's the father, he's not the father. Oh, he's the father again, he's not, like, it clearly seems like you haven't watched not one of Nary Boy's videos. And you said you haven't watched his wife's video either, so it's clear you haven't watched it. You know, because if you watched the videos, then you would understand why people are mad at you for saying so many crazy things, and you would understand why you're wrong. We don't have to agree, but you can't be wrong and strong about it, and you haven't even watched the videos, dear. Now, you said you wanted to make money from it. That's fair. Fall-off pastors need money too. But you could make even more money giving your review on factual information or accurate assumptions based on what you actually see or hear factually from the people's mouth. That, the people who are mentioned, the sources who are being mentioned in this situation. You could watch them. And you would gain a whole lot of knowledge to speak about this situation. You keep saying, like, people are carrying feelings as if they live in AK's house. Listen, they know the situation. And they're speaking on it because we're all adults. I don't see any children commenting on this story. We're all adults, right? And adults know what adultery is. And people paying close attention to all the videos that they present to the public themselves. People are watching. People listen to what they say about their lives out of their mouths. So whether they're lying or not, or they're hiding something, or, sugarcoating the truth, that's on them. Really, that's on them. But whatever they say or do, that's the judgment that we can make as active listeners and consistent viewers. Because we were supporters. And honestly, some of the supporters, they still want to stay subscribed. Not in support of them, because clearly people know right from wrong. So they're going to stay subscribed, but that doesn't mean they agree with them. But they want to wait and see how this saga turns out. And what if they get blocked from, getting the full story later on? Maybe they just give the full story to their subscribers only. They want to be a part of that, so I get it. They're not going to just jump and unsubscribe at this time. But they know. They see what's going on. So, I don't know. Whatever you're doing, it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. But you, of all persons, pastor, elder, child of God, or whatever you choose to be, you should know the actual definition of adultery and what adultery looks like. You've been in the church, you've been in your Bible. Whether you believe it now or not, you know what it is. So even if you didn't watch them from the start, or even like a year ago, at least watch the current videos and keep up to date if you want to report on the story that makes sense. It doesn't look good reporting on a story that you have no clue what's going on. Just to clearly make money. As you said, you gotta make your money, but that's fine. Make your money. But try not to make yourself look stupid in the process, girl. You can't just have a hearsay conversation and be so wrong and strong about it. Like, no. The truth hurts, so it's going to sound like venom being spewed, as you say. When it doesn't fit your narrative or it doesn't suit your end result. It's going to sound like hate or venom. It's going to sound like it, of course. It's going to look like, oh, they're so jealous of her. That's why they're spewing out these hate and nonsense and whatever. Like, the truth is the truth. And it needs no sugarcoating. You said you're all about woman empowerment. And you stand up for women. Really? You do? Or you only stand with women with long pockets and big bags? Which one is it? Because I'm sure you can see the result of the pain and hurt that occurred in these broken relationships where multiple children are involved in different households. You see the result of what's going on there, don't you? And you also clearly see the man and woman who caused it. So you stand with the woman who seems to have the longer pocket and the bigger bag, right? Gotcha. Okay. You also quoted the Bible scriptures, stating, it's not what goes in the mouth. It's what comes out. I thought you said you had nothing to do with Christianity or the Bible. You said that. You said it. Okay? You said that out of your mouth. I heard it. I can't make this up. You actually said it. You said you didn't want to hear anything about the Bible. You're just flip-flopping all over town. Like, pick a struggle and stick with it, dear. Because your credibility is going down the drain by the second. If you want to speak on a topic, just actually watch the video. It's not going to take you your whole lifetime. It makes sense to watch the video you're going to report on, so you can actually sound like someone with sense, because you can talk that confident bullshit. Sorry. You can talk that confident crap, and people will listen to you and believe you. If you look in your comment section, you see them cheering you on. Yeah, you're right. We believe that. We believe he's not the father. Oh, yeah, we don't believe it. We believe it. They're just going back and forth, blind leading the blind. They'll believe you, right? But it just makes sense for you not to look stupid out here if you know what you're talking about, based on the facts. You understand? So don't take it too personally. Just, watch the videos, please. Bye, Tashi Boo.